My experience with Hopper, man. I think I'm gonna start coming out and saying the truth. And it's just my honest paying attention. Hopper Bottom, I've experienced more racism in Hopper Bottom than I will say I've ever felt in my life of trucking. I'll say in my life period. And I was born in Southern Virginia. The I don't know if the places you go to pick up hopper loads, if they're just terrible jobs. But it's always extreme. On one hand, you go to a place, they're the nicest place in the world. And the very next shipper, I mean, they have the worst attitude, bro. I mean, I dare say it. Some of these hopper stops are worse than Walmart. And that's saying something, bro. That is saying something. You know, I've calmed down a lot in my old age. So, you know, I'm coming in and I haven't blown up at anybody yet. But I know it's coming. I know it's coming. These hopper places are in rural, middle America places, and these farms. Some of them are nice, but some of them are just disgusting. They're retaliatory. If you do anything wrong, they'll sit you. They expect you to know everything when you get to, you've never been to this place before. And they expect you to know everything you're supposed to do. And the funny thing, each place does something different. So you're trying to be polite, but they'll say stuff like, don't you know you're supposed to do this first? And I'll be like, no, I don't know that. Why would I know that? And maybe that's smart. Maybe I'm sounding smart. Y'all tell me if this is smart. Guy comes out. First of all, he's yelling now. Remember that. He's yelling. I mean, full-fledged, like, screaming at this point. Hey! Don't you know you're supposed to go to that bank first? And he's walking towards you at the same time. So I say, why would I know that? How would I know that? How would I know that? And he's like, well, all hopper stops, you got to get sampled. That's not true. Yes, it is. No, it's not. And if I do have to get sampled, they don't always do it separate from where you're dropping the load. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they weigh you, sample you, and take it out of the truck all in one spot. And if it is more than one place, there's usually a person to explain that to me. Who explained that to me? Who explained it? Well, the person up there is supposed to do it. So I'm like, well, why don't you go yell at them? Why aren't you yelling? Why are you yelling at me? Well, I mean, you know, your job should train you. My job's gonna train me for 2,000 stops, and all of y'all do something different. That's what you're saying. So I was supposed to go to a year of hopper school to know what all of y'all do. That don't make no sense. How am I supposed to know that? Yeah, he walks away. Then he doesn't load me for 3 hours because I guess he's mad. He loads someone before me that got there after me. It's like, you know, it really messes with your it messes with your anger, man, because I'm like, right now, I'm trying to get my life together. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do better. I'm not blowing up at people. I've had maybe a good almost a year of just not completely spazzing on somebody. So I'm calmer. My chi is better right now. I'm sorry, this tea banging like a champ. I'd rather ask questions before I go crazy. But something about these Hopper places, man. I mean, the Hopper division in itself. And I'm never a guy that wants to say this. I don't want to say this, but it is not for black people. I hate, and it's the thing, it pains me to say something like that. But after doing it for a while, I would never recommend a black person do this job. This is for white people, and they want it to stay white. It's for white people. It's not for black people. It's like you can tell that Walmart, Kmart, Aldi, Americold, Safeway, these places have been through diversity training. It's like I can see it now. They've been through diversity training. Nowhere in Hopper has been through diversity training. I challenge you. I challenge you to find a diversity training when you get hired video for a Hopper job. Not only is it not for people of color, it's not for women either. They don't like women either. It's the weirdest crap I've ever seen in my life. And these shippers in the middle of nowhere, because sometimes you just pull up to a field and it's just a pile of product. And it's just Billy Bobobs out there just chilling. Them dudes, they have no coof. It's like there's no lines on the ground. They don't have correct hand signals. Nothing is correct. But you're supposed to know what to do. Nothing's correct. Nothing's safe. I'm supposed to use my gauges for weight, but the ground isn't level. It's like, it's so much crap that's just wrong. Just the way they talk. And this is something I never knew before either. I never knew, because I'm not from the Midwest, and I've got a few drops out the Midwest. Them Midwest people they some of the meanest people you ever run into. They're some of the meanest, crotchetiest, poor backwood town sons of bitches you ever run into. And especially Minnesota. Let me tell you something. In my mind, Minnesota is more racist than Mississippi. I said it. Minnesota is more racist than Mississippi. Now that I think of it, I've never been treated bad in Mississippi. Ever. I've hardly ever. And I've been in Mississippi been around Mississippi for a long time. I'm from the South. I probably have been into Minnesota 20 times in my whole life. And every time I go into Mississippi, you feel it. I mean, in Minnesota, you feel it. If you see a person and their ID says Minnesota, they hate anybody who's not white and a man. That's just what it is. There's no way they could tell me any different. And that is from my experience. I prefer to be in the state of Alabama than Minnesota. And that is saying something. That is saying something. I'd rather be in Greenbow, Alabama, Bowel of Battery. I'd rather be in Mobile, Alabama than be in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Why is that? I look up a documentary and they called it the Jim Crow of the North. And I just looked it up after I was treated like crap, because I just wanted to see what am I running into real? Because I could just be thinking it. But no, there it was, right in the documentary. It was right there. I was like, I knew I wasn't crazy. Because in this world, they try to make you seem crazy with you say anything. But it has to be said. They're some of the meanest people you'll ever. Those are the two North states that I want to put out there that any person of color shouldn't live in, especially black people. I'm just going to say black people because Asians get by. Black people, northern states, you should never be in. Minnesota and the state of Washington. In the state of, I hate to say it, man. I really do. I hate to say it, but I've never been treated this bad. It's just a raw, it's like a raw, focused hatred. And it's so bad that they can't hold the stain on their face. It's like they can't hold it back. It's so bad. Everywhere you go, it's that way. The pilot, the shippers, the terminals, anywhere you go, we want to let you know I hate you. And why would a person like me of a decent intelligence, I'm not an ignorant person. I've had race sensitivity training. I've dealt with corporate sales. I've done the whole thing. I've been around it all. I come from a southern state. You know, my state had the most slaves in the Union, Virginia. I come from all of that. And I'm telling you, this state is worse. Why would someone say that? I should be coming from Virginia up here and thinking this is the best place in the world. I don't think that. I don't think that at all. And I thought it's one of those things where I don't even suggest white women drive hopper. These hopper drivers are some of the crybabiest, whining to the manager, I'ma call your boss, snitching drivers. They are the most snitching drivers of any division. They call about everything you do. It don't matter what you do. They tell. Oh, his land, this is literally what I was called about last. My landing gear was too low. They took a picture of it, sent it to the boss. He left his VAT doors open. They took a picture of it, sent it to the boss. I bobtail out of a place to go get something to eat. They call and say I didn't take an empty. Insanity, bro. I've never been told on this much for the most menial thing. I come from running heavy, prime, big mega carriers, all type of crazy stuff going on. No one tells on somebody that much. I mean, they hunt my truck down. They hunt it down just to see when they see my truck, they walk around it and take pictures and send it to management. And management calls. That means management believes what they're saying. Now, first of all, my landing gear was close to the ground because I parked and I bobtailed to the store. And I came back, and instead of hooking up my lines and stuff, I'm sleeping for the night, I just bumped into it, heard the click, and went to bed. But you would know that, but it ain't your freaking business. It is not your business, bro. It's like I'm being stalked. It's the weirdest crap, man. And it comes from the company I work at. It comes from the company I work at, bro. I've never been in a division that tells this much for the dumbest stuff. And I don't know if another hopper driver is in here. They can, you know what it is? It's the small company. See, when your company gets smaller and smaller, you run into something that is it's like yard politics. Remember, I'm the only black person. It's only 3 black people in the entire company. My old lady, me, and 1 mechanic. Entire company. So everyone, when you run into a driver, they tell you everyone's talking about you. They tell you. Oh, your wife works here, right? How would you know? What are you talking about? Oh yeah, y'all made a big hoopla when y'all got here. Y'all made a big splash. What does that mean? I didn't do nothing different. I just drove the truck. I don't understand what splash I made. I did nothing different. I just drove the truck. Why are y'all so that means y'all are all riding and in group texting about me? It's just creepy, bro. It's real weird, and the guys with the women are all rapey, and it's just weird, bro. I can't put my freaking finger on it. It's like stuck between the middle of I hate you but want to touch your boob. It's like weird. It's a very weird vibe. It's a very weird vibe, dude. I don't know how to explain it correctly, maybe, but I just know that it ain't normal. It is not normal. Nothing is normal about it. And the truth is, management aid and abets it. They aid they aid it. They if they didn't aid it, when they called, you wouldn't call me. You understand that? You wouldn't call me. Oh, it's probably nothing. Then why did you call me? You give validity to their complaint when you call me. Because all the stuff they're doing, I'm not calling you. Because I come up in the era of it's driver to driver, like the office is the enemy, we're drivers. It's not like that here. It's like everybody wants to sit on the DM's lap or something. I don't know what's going on. It's just weird. It's just like, imagine the worst brown noser at any job you ever had, and imagine the other 100 trucks at your company all were that person. It's creepy. It makes me miss bigger companies. It makes me miss bigger companies. It makes me miss being just a number. I miss that. I miss just being a number. I don't like everybody knowing me. I don't like everybody knowing who I am. I don't like everybody seeing me in the group of the job. No, that's the one black driver. Like, that is just, I don't like how it feels. It feels weird. And then you can't really say anything to management. They're not going to know what you're talking about. They're going to be like, oh, what are you going to do? They're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. So it's like you're just dealing with it all the time. It's every day. You have a beautiful day. Everything will be simple. Everything will be great. And if you see another one of your truck, you know your day's over. The day's done. They're going to walk up to you. They're going to say something stupid because they're all dumb. They're going to walk up to you. They're going to say something stupid. And something racially insensitive. Something sex bias insensitive. They have no understanding of the new what's good to say or what's not to say at all. And then you're gonna get in this weird conversation where it's not funny and they're just saying things that it's just awkward. I don't know, bro. I don't know how to explain it, bro. Someone in the comments explain what I'm saying. And then another thing they do, they talk bad about the company. Like, they talk so bad because the company pay structure and all that type of stuff, it is better than a regular company. Like, if everything would go the way it's supposed to go, and it is easier to make money at a place like this. But they talk so bad about it, which makes me believe that these drivers have never been to a mega carrier. You would have had to have never been at a mega carrier to think that this job's pay structure is bad. To think that these leases are bad, you've never leased nowhere else. Because let me tell you, I mean, $2,000 a month for a lease. Oh, they're raping us. How, bro? Dudes are paying $4,500 a month at the mega carrier, man. And they only take it out once a month, so the other 3 weeks you keep all the gross? What am I missing here? Oh, I'm missing something. So it's just like if the management knew how bad their drivers talk about, they would fire them. Because what I'm talking about is a indictment on the actual character of the driver they have. I'm also not saying their name. I'm talking about that, but they talk about the people in the office terrible. Oh, this person's a drunk. They done told me that people in the office is a drunk, and this person ain't nothing, and this DM don't know what they're doing, and this DM's stupid. I'm like, why do y'all talk so freely like that? And I don't know if they're doing it to get me to say something, but I'm just listening. Like, you say what you want. I'm not gonna say that, but I'm just saying it. Like, I met this one dude. He was like, I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Truck. Oh, are you company or lease? That's that first question anytime you meet somebody. I'm like, oh, I'm leasing. Oh, I feel sorry for you. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Yeah, at least here's a joke. Are you leasing? Yeah. So you're leasing too? Yeah, I'm leasing too. How long you been here? 8 years. How is it a joke you've been here 8 years? Are you just trying to get me to quit? Like, what? Why didn't you leave? I'm thinking about it. It don't take 8 years to think, bro. It must be working. It has to be working if you're still here. Why are you searching me out to tell me that at least I'm in this junk, but you're here with the house and the cars and the whole nine? Like, what are you talking about? I don't know, man. It's just Hopper, man. Ugh. It's like, it's less work. There's no appointments. You're let's lay the good. Easy to make a decent amount of money. No appointments. No night driving. The truck's only 40 feet long. The trail's only 40 feet. I mean, mid-roof. A lot of good things. But the drivers in Hopper are tattletales, bro. They're tattletales, man. I had to say it. I said it. It is what it is. Yeah, so that was that. Yeah, they crybabies. I know someone's gonna say, you're on here crying right now. Yeah, that's one of those Hopper drivers. That's how I feel. And I just had to say something. That is the dark truth about Hopper driver. The dark truth about Hopper. I just said it. Don't do drugs. Be happy. Try to keep between the lines. Greasy side down. You're